Hi, welcome to Sunday night. What is this? Oh no, this is not Sunday night music scene. This is the Hangout, baby.
It's the Hangout. You got your dates mixed up.
That's right, we did.
Too much hanging out.
It is. There's a lot.
Which one?
It's weird having friends that live next door.
Yeah.
Or
around the corner.
Yeah, around the corner. It's nice. And having a studio right here is very convenient. You don't have to worry about setting up and down in your sunken living room anymore with the beautiful. I do miss that backdrop.
Oh yeah, I mean the big fireplace.
I know you're looking if I changed anything. No.
Why would you change a heat source out for
What?
memorabilia? The fireplace?
Well,
It doesn't work.
Oh.
I mean, it does work.
Never mind.
What?
The one at my house.
Oh no! You're talking about these? Whose fireplace are you talking about, lady?
You just brought it up. So it used to be at your
House
studio?
in front of the fireplace.
Oh,
Yeah, brick fireplace is beautiful, and the beautiful liquor display behind us.
I came too late.
Oh come on! You're supposed
She's
to
gonna
be
make us
digging
go back
this.
to the other
At least in the winter time.
I got superhero memorabilia. Come on!
Yay!
And we had dogs and cats visit us. And
Well, did you bring anything to put up there?
This time I did not. I thought I'd let Tony.
You got anything to show us, Tony?
yeah.
All right, good. All right, so anyway,
Oh, good.
I'm not gonna bring anything like that.
all right, before we get going, let's give you an update. Thank everybody. We got pretty quick views on the music scene because we actually taped on December 17th the mini concert at King's Coffee, and that is on our That's on our Rumble channel, rumble.com, not YouTube. They should do that. They should buy rumble.com / not YouTube.
But they're okay with what they got now.
Yeah,
They don't have to
it's
pay
okay
extra.
with Rumble.
True. Love me some Rumble. Anyway, it's a great concert. The video came out good, and you know what? All our artists shared it.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Listen, I'm going to reprimand some of you guys. You know, when we get to local artists, you know, we spend a lot of time in production on these shows. And yes, you give us content, but it would really help if you shared the show you're on. Gang signs. All right, so anyway,
That's a gang sign.
it
I
is
thought that
our,
was peace.
It is peace.
okay.
You weren't a hippie, were you?
I'm not that old. I wasn't in the right age group.
Dear
to
God,
be a
him was a hippie.
I'm not a hippie.
He
I
would've been
would have
space
loved to have been a hippie.
He's a hippie by heart.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, heck yeah.
Hippie wouldn't say hell
For
yeah.
the longest time, I used to describe myself before it became really ugly. I mean, really, you know, the term liberal became hated. I used to say that I was what liberal used to mean. You know, you do push. I mean,
Right, okay.
the definition of liberal means to push the envelope. You just got to, you know, you're not satisfied with the status quo. So if you get something that you want, say it's okay, it's a right achievement or it's immoral, it's whatever. If you get that, you're not satisfied. You have to keep going. It's like a
You're always
living organism.
striving for the next.
Right, so sooner or later that's going to blow and you're going to meet people that are saying, okay, that's far enough. Anyway, I didn't want to go down the liberal highway.
No.
Sounds to me like you're never satisfied.
He never is.
It's like the Rolling Stones said and Justine Bateman from Family Ties sang in the movie Satisfaction, I
You
can't get no. That's right.
Alright.
It's not from lack of trying.
Sure.
It's just
Sure.
the convertible hasn't come by recently.
Remind me to introduce you to Jesus.
Oh, man. I've been introduced
Right.
at an early age.
Bless your little heart.
That's the thing.
I have
we
a
say
big
in the
heart.
South when we
Thank
just
you,
like,
lady.
oh Lord, he's got problems. Yes.
So I'm apparently the topic master, right?
There's the topic master. Do not get together with the key master.
No, whatever that means.
That was the gatekeeper.
And the gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper. What's that from?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
When the good
Gatekeeper.
Ghostbusters.
Oh my
Key master.
gosh. Yeah, okay. It's been a bit. Apparently I need to go revisit my roots. But how long have you been doing the show?
What do you mean?
The Hangout. How long have you been?
Well, video-wise, we just started video-wise. We threw some episodes in before, like special ones, like we did a video version of the 9/11, tribute,
Okay.
the memorial that just passed. And but for the most, the Hangout's been about a year and a half, maybe.
Something like that.
Okay.
On radio, just radio.
Right, but the origin has been about a year and a half.
The origin.
Okay. So I thought we could all maybe share a little known fact about ourselves that maybe the listeners / watchers don't know.
You mean like where I have a mole?
You hate a lot of people. We know that.
Well, I do because, I've always been a black and white type of person. I'm not that gray area, wishy-washy. Being a patriot, and I'm going to redefine patriot for you because I've done it many times in the show. No, we're not these evil terrorist white supremacist people. We are the people that are the most embracing, understanding, empathetic. But we have our lines in the sand. And when these people that have all this influence, like these movie stars, who are putting us down and hating on America and wanting to get rid of capitalism, even though that's how they made their money, no thank you. But so, yeah, I hate a lot of people.
Okay. But they know that about you. So why don't you share?
I'm sure they do.
Why don't you share?
They walk on the other side of the sidewalk when I'm walking down Main Street. They're like, oh,
who's
man.
that guy?
Right?
There he is. Okay. Walk across the street. Don't look.
No,
look.
don't
We
look
know
over.
why they do it in the summertime.
Sometimes.
But
Yeah, so that they won't be blinded by the glare.
Off my bald spot. That's why I started wearing hats, because it wasn't so much that I care I have a bald spot, it's that I was endangering other people, especially if I'm out front braking and it catches the light and it blinds somebody and they crash. I feel guilty.
very thoughtful.
It is.
Very thoughtful.
I
You're
agree.
such a good name.
Thank you.
I mean, the space station was used as a navigational beacon.
Well, maybe I'm communicating with that. So anyway, what was you saying?
A little known fact about yourself.
So
that
what was
not
it?
You
Oh, that I
hate
hate people.
But they know that.
Oh.
So
They know
I'm
that.
trying
Oh, so you're talking about like where I have a mole?
No.
Well, he's not going to tell
We're
everybody he's
gonna
got
let
a third nipple.
I have a nothing.
Tony say a little known fact about himself. Set the bar.
Yeah, set that
because
bar.
He's just.
I don't know what's a little known fact about me. I really don't. I don't know.
Do you have a
because-
special talent? Like.
All
that
right.
can
No,
be
I'm an
discussed?
idiot.
I mean, like, can you
You
touch your
took my
tongue to your
line.
nose?
No, I can't do
You
that.
can't do that? Can you
No,
do
I
that?
don't have that long.
Touch my
Tongue
nose
to
with my
your
tongue.
nose.
No, I'm not Gene Simmons. I wish I was.
I can do it. I used to be able to do it.
Well, let's see it.
I
Whip
need
that
to
bad
practice.
boy
No,
out.
I need to practice.
She'll be
making
home in
it.
front of
Say
the
you have to practice.
Well, you just stretch your tongue out. Okay, I'm gonna try. But if not, I'll practice and get it next week.
I bet
All right?
you will.
I'll do,
Here we
it,
go.
I'll do it to the side.
Okay.
So.
Oh.
She got it.
Dang!
I
All
went
guys-
that round.
I'm not sure how I even feel about it, but it was entertaining.
Okay, now our show views are going to go up.
Oh, I'm going to do the tongue one, by the way.
Hey.
That'll be our cover.
There we go. That's
I
the
can
one
see
he's
it.
going to choose.
Oh my gosh. What
At
about-
least hopefully I won't look like Chumley from Homestars this time. That's what I look like in every photograph that you put up of us. It's Chumley from Homestars and I
Stretch
look
your
like I'm
neck
high.
out.
Listen, you know how hard
Like
it
this. I've got
Look
to
how
look
thin
better.
he looks.
is? Look, you know how hard it is to find three people with in a still of the videos where someone's not looking stupid?
But that just changes
Like,
up
I
who
like-
looks stupid
I'm
every
always
week.
the one that looks
is what
stupid.
he's saying.
I can't help it, bud.
There's no little known fact about you, Tony.
Um,
Do you have a secret celebrity crush? Did you do something bad in high school?
Oh, hell yeah. I did a lot of bad stuff in high
Steal somebody's
school.
mascot or
no, I didn't
Okay.
do anything like that. Basically, I was the kid in high school that people didn't like.
why?
I didn't fit in. I did not fit in school.
So you were
The funny thing is all through school, I was the kid when I was like in elementary school that was bullied.
Really?
Yes.
For what?
For anything. I mean, I was just constantly picked on. Teachers gave me a hard time as well. Okay, you talk about a little known fact. Teachers tried to say I had a learning disability.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? because I couldn't get certain things, especially math. Couldn't get it right. The funny thing is I could do math better than most people now. My brain works on a different algorithm than the majority of Americans.
So does mine, if you can't tell.
The whole thing is everybody in school was taught to do their arithmetic from right to left. Okay?
Okay.
My brain does it from left to right.
Oh my God, you're Japanese.
I don't know what you call it, but I have a different way of thinking. And what does it matter as long as you get the end result?
Not flexic.
As long as you get the end result, what did it matter?
It doesn't.
I could take and work out a math problem and write out an answer, but I would still get bad grades on a math test anytime in elementary school because I didn't show my work and teachers didn't like it.
Hey, did you ever try to do it in a mirror?
Should have written backwards.
Just saying.
That's a good
But that was the whole
suggestion.
thing. They'd sit there and say, okay, what is 9 times 9? All right, where all the other kids were sitting there and they were counting 1, 2, 3. I would just say 81.
Ooh, I got a good hack for doing your multiples.
12 times 12, 144. I could spit them out and I could do this, but the teachers didn't like the fact that I didn't have what they wanted between the question and the answer.
So
Yeah,
that
how you
makes him
got
what?
there? What?
That makes him what?
Mathlexic. Yes.
Mathlexic.
And that's, by the way, copyrighted as of right this
Trademark.
second.
Plus, when I was
What's
in
happening
school,
with
and
me
some
is-
days it still comes out, I had a really rotten stutter.
Okay.
And
That's
some
a
days
huge
I
thing
still-
to overcome.
Some days it still manifests itself.
What triggers it? Anxiousness? Anger?
I don't know. It's
Tiredness.
just sometimes when I'm conducting tours at Weldon Distillery,
Mm-hmm.
I have to talk slower because if I get talking too fast, it just kind of comes out.
Mushy mouth.
Yeah, it happens. And I will stutter or slur words. Sometimes they just don't come out right. And of course, being from the South, when people listen to me talk, they automatically want to deduct 100 IQ points. They do.
A whole 100?
Well,
Yeah, they look at me and they're like, oh dear God, this kid. And by the time I'm through with the tour, they're just sitting there looking at you like, wow, I didn't know all that.
right. See,
So these days I embrace the fact that I can actually turn around and fool people when I used to be really so insecure about it. So there's the little known facts about me. People see me now as kind of confident, but yeah, it used to be where I was really underconfident. In fact, at one time I had to spend time with psychiatrists because I really thought that, wow, why can't I get it right? What's wrong with me? People don't like me. And a psychiatrist was the one who told me, says, there's nothing wrong with your brain. You just think differently. Your brain has a different algorithm and it goes on. And
I
People
wonder
like,
if he ate worms.
people like us find each other. It's all good.
I'm proud to be the misfit that I am. And if people don't like it, well, you know where they can go and what they can kiss. And
Ooh, what is it? No graphic details here on the Hangout. We try to keep it
Because if not, she's
PG-13
gonna
and
call Jesus on
R14
us.
and
I'm
what is
still
it?
gonna call him on you, but he might not come as quickly. So
well,
this is
Jesus
like
knows who I am.
Huh?
He does. He sure does.
He knows who I am.
Who?
Oh, he knows you by first name.
God?
Exactly. He's like, oh, that guy.
Right. That's
He
my
just-
buddy.
whenever
No,
you say-
he says that's my buddy. Oh.
No, what he does is, oh, this guy again, because, oh, he's like,
No,
oh,
that's-
all right, this guy again.
You ever feel that
He
little
would.
tug on the back of your hair? It's Satan practicing for when you come down. Anyway,
For you, maybe.
I don't have any hair to tug.
Well,
Yeah, good luck, Satan.
we're not giving up on you.
That's right. It's not a tail. It's
So-
just a nubbin.
And maybe this, I mean, if we're talking about little known facts here to our
We just wanted one, right?
audience, little known facts perhaps are we just talking to our audience or to the people in general?
All the people.
Well,
Yes.
I'll tell you what, let's just go with our audience at the moment because a lot of people around here are no different, but to members in our audience,
So there's 24 of you.
I'm an avid
Peace out.
Freemason.
You're an avid Freemason.
Yes.
I wanted to be an avid Freemason, but
I'm marked for it right there.
yes.
That's legit.
I'm marked
It's
for it.
legit. He's
I'm marked
marked.
for it right there as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Those are nice tattoos. Who did your tattoos?
These were done by our good friend, Mr. Mike Myers, at Endangered Tattoo.
That would be Matt Myers. Mike Myers
Matt.
is Austin Towers,
See,
baby.
okay, there goes that speech impediment deal again. Okay?
But I love
that
it.
one too was
That
done.
is fine work.
This one over there on this arm was done by Caroline Hedgepeth at Gary Skin Graphics in Green.
Are they graft skin on you? So a tattoo's already on
No,
skin
we said
and then they graft
graphics,
the
not
skin on.
grafting.
Oh, sorry.
Different.
And now I've got my coat kind of hung up on the arm.
It's attached to the anchor.
So
There's
big.
Popeye on it,
So
right?
big. All right. So you got anything extra special about what they don't know about you?
Well, you
Open
know,
the third nipple.
I have been on air radio, regular radio, and I have written columns, and I always wear my entire life on my sleeve. So I don't really know what they don't know about
Oh,
me.
dear God, I thought he was going to tell us he did in his one under.
But I will tell you this much. Okay, there was this one night where I decided that I was, and then I had to end up trying to find somebody that had it available for sale. And then then she came back to the apartment, and we ended up paying. And then
I thought I was the only one with a stutter.
I'm being bleeped. Can't you?
I see, but we're telling you what it sounds like.
Thank goodness.
We have a good production crew. We bleep ourselves.
Oh, we'll give you like the Three Monkeys.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really know. Probably that I'm confused spiritually sometimes. You know, I was raised in a very strict religion, read the Bible many times, actually got up in front of what you would call a church and gave sermons.
Wow.
Okay, I ran the mics, I did everything. I was gung-ho. But when I stepped away from it, and I'll tell you, God to me is in your heart. Okay, and everybody may have their own beliefs, but you know, within those four walls called the church, you're sitting around people that are just hypocrites. I don't like sitting next to hypocrites, you know, and so I stepped away from that, and I don't really believe in it that way. I have my own belief, and it really does not have anything to do with the Bible.
Well, that's the real thing. I believe that when it comes down to religion, I believe that the way people believe in God is their own personal relationship. Everybody says you got to have your own personal relationship with God or a higher power, okay? I'm that guy that sometimes tell you, you know, yeah, there's a force. You know, okay, you can say that I'm quoting Star Wars. Okay, well, here we go. There's got to be some sort of higher power throughout this entire universe, because the way that life is organized and the way things happen, I can't feel that it just happened by chance. There had to be some influence, some creativity from some higher power, some force somewhere. It did.
Well, you see how our bodies, all our human bodies, are built the same way, except for male and female differences.
Well, life is on a template if you take a look at it.
It is on a template.
Most life on the planet, except the difference between plant and animal life basically has the same basic systems.
Right. So what if we were just inside a giant celestial being?
We have gone so far away from the topic.
Really? And I've been holding back. But anyway.
All
But
right, well,
that's
let's,
good to know. And you're right.
We got to play some music.
God transcends.
yeah, because we got to know
ability.
something about her too.
That's right. We're gonna expose Jayme when we come back.
Exactly, and right now the studio decided to take a black out. All right, but here it is.
Who is it?
Hey, you had to make that noise.
That was not good.
I'm
Dear God.
regurgitating some coffee burps.
Please.
Well, while he's straightening out what was going on in his esophagus.
Looking for a nice, relaxing adventure? Come on over to Weldon Mills Distillery in Weldon, North Carolina, where offered on the gorgeous backdrop of the Roanoke River is a fun and enjoyable experience. Come hang out for a tour and tasting of our award-winning bourbons and whiskeys. Sample exquisite gins and vodkas. Stay for some conversation and a cocktail. Open 7 days a week. For hours, new products, events, recipes, and more, follow us on Facebook at Weldon Mills Distillery. It is.
Yeah.
Well, we're back.
Yeah, in case anybody didn't hear that,
Right.
that signified it.
I like that Black Whiskey song.
I do
They're
too.
a good band, very good band. I hope we get some new music out of them. By the way, folks, everything's updated on the magazine, what's happening, entertainment.com, the Southern Virginia page, the Hereford County and surrounding area page here in North Carolina, as well as Halifax County. All updated. Virtual page will be new and out this weekend. But don't forget to get on our music scene page on the magazine and check out. We kind of changed a little bit of the format instead of loading up mainstream videos, unless I find something cool. Like when I'm thumbing through videos, a lot of times I'll see like somebody singing an Elton John song.
Right.
And they do it so well. I'm like, or a street performer that I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta put that on.
Oh,
So
dear
you
God.
can copy something from YouTubers, bad word, from another media streaming service and put it on the page?
To a certain extent, yes, because you're helping them. If you generate people to click on that video, their views go up, and so does YouTube's time.
I know it's an old one, but I showed it to you Saturday. Guy on a buffalo.
Oh, the guy on the buffalo, is that a musical?
No, it was a movie from the 70s.
A nudie?
Some guy.
Did you say a nudie from the
Listen.
70s?
I was born and raised in West Virginia, and then I moved to North Carolina after a stint in Virginia, so I'm surprised you can understand a word I say.
Yeah.
That's good, see?
So what were you
So
saying?
he's from Jersey, so he's got that accent. You're from
I
West
have no
Virginia, and
accent.
You've got that accent. Then I've got North
Alright.
Carolina. So this is just a real.
Maybe we should do
fun
closed
time.
captioning.
Yeah, because some people are going, what?
Right.
You know, I don't think Rumble offers closed captioning. Now, I know YouTube would do it. And of course, because it's
They'll
an
figure it
algorithm.
out.
We don't care about that.
No, but sometimes the words aren't right, what you're saying. You might
Oh,
be
right,
telling,
right.
people to jump off a cliff or something.
You can
or-
tell when a typist can't keep up, too.
Well, it's an algorithm. It's an algorithm feeding
You're
off what you're
supposedly
saying.
reading it now from our voices.
I
Supposedly.
see. So
So we now have to speak proper English for it to understand us.
I can do that.
She can do it,
I
I
can
can
do
do it. Timothy here can speak proper English also.
Perhaps.
The rain in Spain
Stop
falls
it.
mainly
Just
on the
stop it.
plain.
No,
Oh dear Lord.
The
don't go
Flintstones.
to Spain now.
he mustn't do that again.
No.
Okay,
What's the
so
tell?
little known fact about me.
Here we go. Drum roll.
I got promoted to first grade after 2 weeks of kindergarten.
What, today? That's wonderful.
I knew that was good.
That's awesome for you.
Today.
Yeah.
Today, she
I can-
learned that she was
Mhm.
this many.
We get him young here in the studio.
Ew,
Oh,
see,
that
why
sounded
you gotta
weird.
turn?
That was creepy. I apologize.
No. Anyway,
Little known
so-
fact about Tim, he doesn't think
okay,
before
so
he speaks.
you were
Oh,
kind
yes,
of
so
like,
I could read.
you were a
No,
prodigy.
I was not.
A prodigy.
My sister taught me to read when I was like 3. And in kindergarten, I could read on a 4th grade level.
How old was your sister?
She's 3 years older than me. So
So a
she's,
6.5-year-old taught you how to read.
Smart family.
and so
Yeah.
2 weeks in, they had me read The Gingerbread Man to my 6th grade teacher, or the 6th grade teacher, Mr. Jones.
Then I
he
have to
said,
ask you a
yes,
question.
put him in the 1st grade. So I missed the best grade ever.
Which was kindergarten?
Yeah, because
I
you
missed
get
it
naps
too.
and snacks and playtime.
Sleep.
And
Naps.
building blocks.
Yeah. So here's another little known fact. I can still
I thought
only
there was
read
only
on a
one.
4th grade level.
You can still, oh dear Lord. So it got to 4th grade and that's where it stopped.
I peaked early.
They said, okay, she can read
Me too. They
4th
weren't done
grade
yet.
level in the 1st grade. Let's put her up there.
What
Okay.
happened in 5th grade?
Well, in the 4th grade, she was still reading 4th grade level. And by 5th grade, they were like, oh,
Right. No, I can read. I can absorb and read text quickly. I couldn't tell you everything I read, but I could give you the cliff notes, and you would pass.
well,
So-
anybody should be able to pass a cliff note.
That's true.
So, but you did graduate then a year earlier than
I
what they
graduated a
intended.
year early.
Well, that was what happened to me.
graduated a couple months after I turned 17, and most people were already 18.
Yep. that's my.
I
Yeah.
was 17 when I graduated.
You know, we're what do
I
they
didn't
call
turn 18
them?
until September.
Dilettantes.
Ah,
Debutantes.
debutantes.
What?
Well, so you can't feel so bad because here's what happened to me. When I went through elementary school, by the time I got to like 5th grade, okay, I was improved and I was doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hit 6th grade, it just went all backwards.
Now, was your school system set up to be kindergarten through 6th, then 7th through 9th, then 10th through 12th?
No, it was set up for kindergarten through 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th in middle school, 9 through
I don't
12
agree with that.
in high school. In fact, the funny thing is see, I stayed in public school until 7th grade. Now, my 8th grade year, I started in private school. Now, in the private school, there was only 2 sections. There was kindergarten through 6th in half of the school, and then 7th through 12th in the other half of the school.
Mm-hmm.
And you pretty much had all the same teachers who you changed classes with.
Right.
And there was only 1 class per grade, and I'm talking about 22 kids or less in a class
Okay.
in that private school. Now, the beauty about private school, here's the good things. So you had more individual one-on-one time with teachers. It was more of a personal relationship with your teacher, so that you were actually able to learn more and you were actually able to get that help you needed. The downfall of private school is all the rich snobs that made you feel inferior to them.
Right.
And when I was in high school, I put up with the bullying sometimes until I was in 10th grade, and then I just snapped one day and stuffed a kid into a locker. And our lockers were not the full length lockers. They were, you either had a bottom or a top. And he got put into a top locker. Of course, he was kind of a midget anyway. Can we say midget? Yeah, we're going to say midget.
Idget? Yeah, you can say idget.
No.
Idget the midget. I think I saw her strip somewhere.
That was Bridget the midget.
Oh, yeah, Bridget. Yeah,
Yeah, it was Bridget the midget. So anyway, she's a corn star.
Corn?
We can't say the P word.
She has a flat head. You could put your beer on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes obvious. Some people do have a flat head. You can just set a glass right on the stage. Yeah, they're like a side table.
Like Milton the Monster, if you remember that cartoon.
Jeez, I guess we're gonna have to figure out which one of us is the side table.
What do you mean? Like
whoever's the shortest, it's not it because
No, the flattest head.
Well, I don't.
Oh,
I got the biggest head.
You're too quick for me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you read the next story. Well, it's not really
It's
a story.
I like stories.
I was just, I mentioned last week we were together. I had mentioned that I'm a headline reader.
Okay.
But I also wanted to come back. I had mentioned a documentary I saw on Netflix about the torso killer who was killing sex workers in Times Square in the 70s.
Oh, I remember
couldn't
that.
remember the name of it. So
let's just say he was murdering hookers.
Yes, the name of the show is The Times Square Killer.
Oh, am I going to read this?
No, you're not going to read that. I just needed to, correction corner.
Huh? Oh, like this is an addendum from the last minutes of the board meeting.
Addendum. Welcome to the show.
There you go.
So, I only picked up a couple of headlines this week that were even worth mentioning. Arbys, these are all sourced from Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Arbys has a new Diablo sandwich that is so spicy, it comes with a free vanilla shake.
I'm going to get it.
No.
Okay.
Because I like vanilla shakes and I like spicy.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's spicy that you'd have to start sucking on a vanilla shake. That might be too hot.
Listen.
Well, they substitute it for chocolate.
That's between you and Arbys. But you can get it in crispy chicken or smoked brisket.
Go on with your bad self.
Through February 6th, starting at $5.99. But I'm going to let Tim read the 5 sources of heat on the Diablo sandwich.
All right, everybody, hold on to your panties. It's the 5 sources of
Just
heat
now,
coming at you. Excuse me. So, the 5 sources of heat for the Arbys Diablo sandwich is
Diablo.
Diablo sandwich. So the Arbys Diablo sandwich. The 5 sources of heat is if she touches you gently. Oh no, I'm sorry, wrong line. Ghost pepper jack cheese.
Sounds good.
It's there, but you can't see it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Like it's very transparent.
And it only shows up on the sandwich at night.
It shows up the next day when you go to the bathroom.
Or certain Polaroids.
You're shooting fire out of your hole.
Yeah.
All right, so see, it happened again. We got Blake. Good job, tech crew. Thank you.
All right, the next source.
Next
Fiery hot seasoning. Come on, isn't that a little redundant?
Everybody's got fiery hot seasoning.
I know,
That's
right?
kind of
Yeah.
just a.
But they're not going to tell you what
It's fiery hot
Makes
seasoning,
you-
okay?
You
Just
should
leave it
be
at that.
careful.
With
You
your
don't know what
fiery
the
hot
seasoning-
seasoning.
Yes.
Like Peter Purple Pants. What was his name, remember?
I don't know.
Peter Peck the Pickle
I don't
Peckle
remember
Peckers.
either because it was an idiot elf name.
Listen, I have a question for
Idiot
you.
elf name. What's the next number? 3.
Is that my name? I'm Idiot Elf name. Fire roasted jalapenos.
He was going to say jalapenos. It's jalapenos.
Little
Those
known fact
jalapenos,
about Tim,
island.
he
It's
can't read.
Jalapeno.
I only write, I can't read.
Jalapeno.
Fire roasted jalapenos.
Jalapenos, they're not hot.
Diablo barbecue
Diablo.
sauce. Diablo. Tomato.
No,
Okay.
that's so up there.
Yes.
Diablo.
Drawer.
Which Diablo actually means devil. So
Yes.
So devil.
devil's barbecue sauce.
Devil's barbecue
Yeah,
sauce.
I
Diablo.
want to have his barbecue sauce.
Ooh, and
Although it probably starts off sweet to misguide
usually
you
does.
like
Then
the
it gets
devil.
hot.
and then it gets hot and it gets a
turns
little bit
bad.
salty.
Yeah,
That
and
might
then
be
what's the
properly
last one?
What's the last?
Red what is it?
Chipotle.
Chipotle's not hot either.
Chipotle.
So the only thing
I thought
that was
basically
lunch.
on the whole
That's the
thing,
bun.
the only thing basically hot on the whole sandwich is basically the ghost
Oh,
pepper.
you're braggy. See now, that's your homework.
You're braggy.
You have
go
to
get
go
an Arby's?
have one.
Okay, I'll go to Arbys and get one because
I
it
just
sounds
got squirted in the eye.
good. Particularly since they said it doesn't
That's
give you a
what
free
she said.
milkshake.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but
Free
it's
milkshake,
a snack
that's a
size.
deal.
It's a snack size.
It's
so
still a
they
free
make
milkshake.
kids frosty.
Well, it's still free
It's
milkshake.
still
I don't
free
need that big one
milkshake.
because I'm fat. See, it's a good thing.
Oh my gosh, we're
I'm
gonna
fat,
do the girl
so-
portion
yeah.
of the night.
Yes, it's
All right,
true.
I
Here's
mean,
another-
like I said, every time he captures the steel of us, I look like Chumley from Pawn Star.
Shame on you.
Yeah, I just looked. I was
Make
like,
I'll let you kick it, okay? You
No,
come
no.
over here and see how
No,
easy it
no.
is to do.
No.
You come over and kick it.
Just
Hey,
you know
most
what?
of the time I look like I'm on some kind of mind-altering drug.
Because
and I
you
still
do.
run.
You
look at
No,
my
I'm not.
eyes.
listen. Look in the camera, give a sultry stare, and that's what he's gonna take as.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna flag it, okay? So I see it in the editor. All right, go.
Oh, that's a good.
Okay, then we have to pose along with it. So we're like,
Okay.
yeah, mhm.
All right.
So if you recognize the picture from the cover of the video show, you just witnessed it live.
He just witnessed it live. So.
Real time.
Which the funny thing is I've got to prove the point here. So we're going to actually pull it up. We're going to pull this up so you can see it.
Oh my lord! And
So you
There
can
you
see
go.
what he has done.
Who's got a roach
oh,
clip?
you're gonna show?
I'm going to show you what I'm talking about.
It didn't register with me, but maybe I'm just not observant.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
We're talking about how bad I look in our steals that we do for
You probably
advertising
think
the
it's all
show.
about you.
While you're pulling up your
Thing.
beauty mark.
That.
Oh.
Dear God.
It's not bad. You
I look high.
You look like you're staring over
And I look
there.
like Chumley from Pawn Stars.
You look like you're staring at our hair and makeup department.
Well,
And
she's
the other
very
one looks
attractive.
even worse. My God.
That's not. What's in that bottle?
What do you mean?
That
Is-
water bottle.
Well, you
It's
know.
not a urine sample.
No.
I gotta tell you, where I work in Portsmouth, we park in a parking garage at an adjacent hotel. And in the summer, when it's warm, because I have to park up on the 4th floor, I'll walk through the parking garage instead of taking the elevator because it's just a nice way to get your movement in for the day. I cannot tell you how many water bottles full of urine I have seen in the parking lot of that hotel.
That's what you call piss jug alley.
It's disgusting. People,
It's piss
up
jug
the
alley.
game.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman.
So here's the other photo. That's Chumley from Pawn Stars. I
Well-
swear it is.
I think that was a
but
good one.
I liked mine. I liked me.
Who doesn't like you?
There's probably a list of ex-in-laws that don't like me. There are a couple. But anyways, so
Well, I'm not worried about my ex-in-laws. I know they don't like me.
Mine are all dead, so I'm good with that.
How about a good story?
I love a story.
Yeah, let's have a good story.
Okay,
Once
but
upon
it's
a time.
only if you're 45 or over.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
good.
those are the kind we like.
Yep.
Yahoo reports, based on a 2010 study, that you are too old to shovel snow
I saw that.
due to the threat of a heart attack.
Okay, so if it's
So
no
it's a
heavy, then
backhanded
that means
compliment.
that means I got a good excuse for not shoveling.
That is
snow.
true. They conducted a study from 96 to 2006, which reports 200,000 people went to the emergency room for snow shoveling incidents.
All right, well, let me ask you a
Does
question.
that include shoveling
Did you-
anything else?
No, this is
It's
snow
just snow.
shoveling.
Did you read
Say
this?
that 5 times fast. Snow shoveling.
Snow shoveling, snow shoveling, snow shoveling, snagging, big bagging, big flagging.
I did
Somebody
it.
wins! Woo!
He was over there talking about
He's a nerd!
Yeah.
That's so am I.
So,
What was the question?
all right, that's 115,000 people per year.
Okay,
10
I had
years.
questions about this. Did you read the article?
I did read an article.
Okay, so say you're out in the snow having a snowball fight and chasing the little ones around.
Shoveling, snow shoveling,
Yes,
snow
but why?
shoveling.
It's still exerting in cold air. Where's the difference at?
You're enjoying it. You'll know when you're having a heart attack when you come inside. Snow shoveling, you hate it, so you realize
I
it's
like snow
immediately
shoveling.
to get out of it. Do you?
Yes. I like the physical challenge of it.
We don't remember having
Nothing
snow
wrong
here to
with
shovel.
that.
We did when I first moved here. Our first year, we brought snow.
There was snow last Sunday.
That wasn't snow. God, scratch some
It was
dandruff
enough
dandruff off
snow
his head.
to gather momentum, and I know it's not real snow. I'm in
Momentum,
West
what, was it
Virginia.
chasing you around?
There's only one reason why I like snow. You know what
We
it
got
is?
momentum. We can get her.
Only one reason why I like snow.
'Cause
What?
You get out of work.
No,
Oh, what?
snow cream.
Snow cream.
Ew. You shouldn't pee in the snow either, let alone anything else. But
He didn't say snow urine. He
We didn't
said
say
snow
go out there and
cream.
make it yellow.
I know,
God.
Tim writes his name in the snow.
He sure does.
He makes a snow angel and then he sit.
I think your personal mantra is get it escalated quickly.
Oh my God, have you guys heard of the latest the viral snow treatment that women are doing?
I don't.
This is on social media. So they go out in the snow when it's, enough of it out there,
When it's
obviously leave an impression.
Uh-huh.
These
No.
women pull their shirts up and they leave the imprint
Women,
of the boobs in the snow.
why are you contributing to the dumbing down of America?
If you didn't know what
Because
caused
they're
that,
dumbed
Mark,
down too.
you would think it was a pogo stick.
Pogo.
With a round bottom?
Pogo stick, yes. They got round bottoms. That's what you boing. And
No, they don't. They have. No, pogo stick is one straight stick.
yeah.
So what accounts for the?
The
Surrounding-
impact when you absorb down.
It's not
with-
going to impact like
It
that.
would. It would look like somebody put their boobulas
Game
in there.
on.
All right.
Pogo stick in the snow next time it snows.
Fine. I'll bring the pogo stick. You bring the boobs.
I don't believe it.
It's wintertime here at Smith Jewelers on 2nd Avenue in downtown Franklin, Virginia, and that means the showroom is stuffed with beautiful treasures, gifts, and special event choices for all budgets. Whether you are looking for a Sweet 16 gift, a personalized keepsake, or are considering a big purchase such as engagement or anniversary, we can help. With years of experience in helping our neighbors and community with their jewelry needs, we would love to welcome you to our family. Check us out on Facebook under Smith Jewelers in downtown Franklin, Virginia. Oh, well, we're back.
We
Yeah.
are.
Karma, Haley Jensen, Grace Sullivan.
Yes.
Oh, so
Watch
you,
that junk.
did you get to listen to the songs up front before the show?
Not all of them because I was not versed on how to navigate the website. And you'd think it's easy, but it's not.
But you are now, because I saw
am
you
now,
last
so
night.
moving forward, I'm going to be on top of the music.
Yeah, on top
On
of it,
top
rolling
of it.
around all sweaty from the
Ooh.
snow.
That's gross.
Sweaty from the snow.
Um,
How does that happen?
I had no
well,
idea.
as a kid, you got sweaty because
Oh,
when
yeah.
you came inside, you're like, I can't take this off fast enough.
Oh, you don't, yeah.
Because
Well, you know what the
did it
worst
right.
thing about cold weather is if you get out there and
It's
you work a
cold.
lot in it, I can see where the people having heart attacks from shoveling snow comes from. I don't say it's because they're actually doing the physical work of shoveling. It's because of trying to respirate with that cold air.
That's true.
Yeah, but see, I was out. I've been spending like 2 hours out working in the yard. I love it, this weather.
I can't stand breathing
Go
cold
love
air.
it in my yard.
Dude, do you mind?
Sheesh.
It smelled like broccoli.
Key grip. Get a grip.
At least it didn't smell like bratwurst.
Yeah.
I do like bratwurst.
I don't know
I've
if
heard
many
that
people
about
who do. Hey, so here's the sneak. You sent a couple topics to me and to you, and I'm going to tell you, first of all, you had me look up the 10 most disgusting movies of all time.
Aha!
Don't do it. I'll get to that in a minute. But you also said to check out this a link to a story about celebrities who served in the military.
Yeah.
I was a little bit surprised about
Yeah,
some.
so was I, yeah.
So
There's some
Tony,
pretty cool people that serve in the military.
I know, Tony knows everything. He's like our Encyclopedia Britannica,
Yeah, so
Bono
Don't fool
philosopher,
him.
but
he's
hates
like
Bono,
Wikipedia, but it's...
he really is.
Oh,
You're
Wikipedia.
be nice.
I loved me some
I
Tony.
So let's start with this, and we can discuss.
Okay.
Ice-T served in the Army. He enlisted right after high school to help us support his girlfriend, who was his baby mama. And he served 4 whole years.
So he was honorably discharged. Let's go.
He did good for you. Thank you for
Because
your
everybody
service.
first thought he was just some gangster rapper from the street who was up to no
He
good.
was trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
We're
So he
blessed.
actually, Ice-T, I know that he put on that persona because it was part of the culture in the early 90s when everybody was, into the gangster rap.
Right.
They had to look hard,
Right.
but a lot of them really weren't.
You mean Snoop Dogg isn't tough?
Oh, he was a criminal.
Anybody
Yeah,
who
but he
makes,
was a criminal by choice. He was rich. He grew up rich.
anybody who makes strawberry gin is not a real thug. All right, Johnny Carson.
Oh,
He was in the Navy, and he helped decode encrypted radio traffic from the USS Pennsylvania.
That explains how, as Karnak, he can see
That's
into
what
the
I thought.
envelope.
That's what I thought.
Oh, we solved the mystery.
Full circle, buddy.
That right there.
We did a Jen Psaki.
Here's one. I don't know what that means. Tony Bennett served in the 63rd Infantry, which was called the Blood and Fire Division.
Ooh, they
Right,
bled a lot.
63rd
Maybe they had
Infantry
urinary
was
tract
blood.
infections.
I don't know, but Shane, and I know that's not your song, but I'm
Donkey
just saying.
Shane.
Here's one. Willie Nelson.
Yeah, I knew about
You
that.
did?
Yeah.
He served in the Air Force,
Yes.
and he was discharged after 9 months due to back problems, but he found a solution for those back problems.
Yes, he did. I wish I want, you know the song Jesse's Girl? I
Yes.
want Willie's pot.
Do
I
something.
bet you do. Pat Sajak.
Yes.
He served in the Army, and guess what he did in the Army? No, you're wrong. He served as a disc jockey on Armed Forces
Okay, I
Radio.
was wondering. That man has literally no muscle tone.
He seems a little like that. Soft.
I've got muscle.
I got
You want to feel it?
I got muscle.
How about you, Tone?
No, I don't want to feel it.
Who could ask more?
I'll take your word for
it. All right, Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
He was drafted during the Korean War.
It's exactly right.
There's nothing soft about me. Well, there is at the moment.
Hugh Hefner.
Oh, who'd
Was
you know?
in the
No, go
Army.
backwards. Who'd you say before you? I was
Clint.
Clint Eastwood.
Of course he was.
Clint Eastwood.
Hugh Hefner
Love me, Clint.
served in the Army,
Oh.
and Hugh Hefner.
Oh.
It's not making me say his name.
I love that guy.
He had a sharpshooter badge,
It's not uncommon.
and then he had a sharpshooter badge. Morgan Freeman was in the Air Force.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Tom Selleck was drafted and served in the Vietnam War.
hmm
Thank you for your service.
You know, they took him as an MIA, but they're like, you too darn sexy. You get out of here.
America need
Is that a mustache? Right.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes. I was getting ready to say Jimi Hendrix.
Here's
I
his
wonder if
little
that's what did him
backstory. No, he was just a badass. He was busted for stealing cars and given the choice of jail or military. So he went into the military and he was discharged after a few years due to an ankle injury. But people also think he was discharged because of his attitude.
When I was in basic, I was with somebody who we called Detroit. And back then, you still did that. A judge, he had choice. So he chose to be in the Army. And he had a meltdown when we were doing foxhole maneuvers where you have live ammo and you're exchanging positioning and you're firing at a target and because you're advancing. And he started shooting at us.
He had a manic breakdown.
Yep, I mean, drill sergeant was on him like there was no tomorrow. He didn't get anybody, but that was close.
And what branch or military did you serve in?
Army.
Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
Of course, we know the most sexiest.
Yeah, right here, baby, all day long.
We know the sexiest celebrity.
That's right.
You got to make at least 24 cents before you.
You mean a cumulative? We're there.
Who is it? Tell me, who is it?
Now, I thought we were still in the Army.
We are. Who was in the Army? Who was a celebrity?
Brad Pitt.
Who was the most sexiest at that time?
Oh, is this a girl or a guy?
Okay, is it a girl or a guy? Because we got
It's a guy.
It's a guy.
Brad
You're
Pitt.
probably going to say Chuck Norris.
What?
Chuck Norris served.
Yes, I know.
Well, thank you for your service, Chuck Norris, but Chuck Norris isn't sexy.
Arlie Ermey served.
Russell
Go
Crowe.
back.
Go back to
Go
where?
back.
Oh,
Go back.
Cary Grant.
Go forward. Go forward.
Dean Martin. Oh,
What?
Frank Sinatra. Didn't Frank Sinatra?
Oh my gosh.
Elvis.
Yes!
He's all shook up.
Well, yeah. Elvis.
Is that a frag grenade? Because I'm all shook up.
Oh. All right. You were so close.
Well, I mean, Chuck Norris, here's the backstory on Chuck Norris. You probably didn't know.
He pulled Chuck
So
Norris.
anyway, Chuck Norris was on a mission. This is true story.
He's always on a mission.
He's so
He was on a
burly
mission.
chested. I love
So
it.
while he was out there in the jungle, he got bitten by the damn cobra. Okay, he got bit by
The
a
cobra, not just a cobra.
The cobra, like the
It was
king
the-
cobra.
Right, yeah.
So after 5 agonizing days, the cobra died.
Yeah,
Because he ate him
he did.
to survive.
He had a mongoose
No,
in
he
his
didn't have
pants.
to. The cobra died from the bite
Norris
he gave.
poisoned the cobra.
That's right. Norris poisoned.
That's
the cobra.
tough, man.
Well, they say human teeth have a lot of bacteria.
Well,
Norris
sitting
didn't bite
beside
the
you, I
cobra.
totally agree.
I brush my teeth and did mouthwash. It's the coffee, maybe.
Is it?
That, and I like to eat out a
The
little
last
box.
one, and I'm going to give him props.
Who,
He's
me?
a younger guy, but he did the right thing. No. Adam Driver. Do you know who that is?
I do not know who that is.
Adam
I
Ant? Is
saw
he the
him
guy
in,
from Adam Ant?
Well, I saw him in a show on HBO called Girls. That's how I was
Ah,
introduced to him. But I think he's big up in the Star Wars trilogies. Adam Driver.
I'd have to
I'm
see a
gonna
picture of him.
show-
Adam Driver, was it Kayla Ren?
Wait a minute, isn't that song, Go Adam Driver, Go?
I think that was Kayla Ren.
Probably.
I think so.
Follow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kayla Ren.
Yeah, Kalo Ren.
He was Ben Solo.
Yeah,
Kayla
yeah,
Ren.
he was,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
This boy, young man, gentleman, enlisted after 911
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as his civic duty, but he was discharged after a biking accident. But that doesn't discount
Okay, hold on.
where
Like
his
biking,
intentions
like he
were.
was, spandex and trying to get up a mountain.
bicycling. Anyways, he still deserves
He does.
good job.
Thank you for your service.
And you know what,
had
speaking-
such a
Since we're speaking of HBO and girls, I'm going to mention one that she served.
hookers beyond the point. Oh, we're not talking
Is that
about
that
Well, the
wrestler
thing is,
again?
it has to do with hookers.
I like it.
But in all seriousness, all right, does everybody here remember HBO special called Cat House?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, Cat House, where they talked about the Moonlight Bunny Ranch brothel out in Nevada.
I've always wanted
Okay,
to not
so
go there.
one of their feature ladies
Mhm.
at this brothel
Of the evening.
was named Air Force Amy, and it turns out that she literally was in the Air Force, and she was like a highly trained, badass security specialist that could like kick your ass, and then now she's like at the Moonlight
And then
Bunny
come in
Ranch,
and do
who's got the big fake boobs and the big blonde hair and all
Hey.
that.
Oh, that's gross.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I don't like, how I like different type of women now.
That was a lot of
What are
information.
you talking about, dude? My wife's got big.
My head hurts, there was so much information. Well, school. the place where we send our kids to learn. Home is where they will be headed. Food is what they will be craving. Wholesale Cash and Carry saves you the time of travel by offering bulk shopping and local convenience. We stock aisles of snacks from candy and cookies to fruit snacks and nuts. We have an excellent selection of your favorite drinks and chips. Wholesale also has aisles of disposable products, conveniently located on Memorial Drive in Ahoskie. Easy in and out parking, and we accept EBT. Stop in today or follow us on Facebook under Wholesale Cash and Carry of Ahoskie. Welcome back. Anyway, who did we just play? Oh, Serpentine Sky, Whole Lot of Love. When I first saw
Gets in 5 minutes.
When I first saw the title of the song, I thought Led Zeppelin. Whole Lot of Love, one of my favorite songs to listen to with headphones. Because the sound that they do goes right through your head when you're wearing headphones. Like,
And you know what? Everybody misses the days of headphones because back when we were younger, we had the big headphones, you know,
I still have
head,
studio
and you
phones.
plugged them in with the great big plug into your stereo, man.
And it made that
sat in the
sound.
corner that was big as a piece of furniture because the stereo was stacked. You had the turntable on top. You had the dual cassette deck. You had the equalizer. You had the tuner.
I miss those days, dude.
And you had the speakers that were 5 feet tall.
You brought a girl back and it's all lit up and it looks, and
Exactly. I mean, we had a fashion statement with stuff
I'll
like
tell
that.
you, girls aren't impressed by that.
we didn't care.
Obviously.
It's our perception.
Okay, well, you know what? This is a good time to ask. We want, from a woman's perspective, let's go back since Tim was born in the 60s, I was born in the 70s, you were born in the 70s.
Yes.
We want to go back to the 80s and say, okay, what impressed a girl most in that time period?
In the 80s?
Yes, because that's, you and I, we couldn't go back to the 70s because
All
we were
right,
kids.
I got one.
Okay.
The girls in the 80s were into butts. So if you look good in a pair of camouflage cargo pants, you went pretty far that night.
Well, I can't. Here's the whole
We
thing.
can't speak to that.
I think. Let me rephrase this. I'm talking about from a woman's perspective, accomplishment or material wise.
Okay.
What impressed a woman the most during that time period, from a woman's perspective?
Considering I was 10 in 85,
That's
what impressed
disgusting.
me most was how well you played Tin Can Alley.
Well, that was 85. Let's go further.
You're a real
Let's go
slut
to. All right. Let's go to 89.
89. Again,
So
how
she's
well
14.
you played Tin Can. Listen, I was a late bloomer. I came from West Virginia to Virginia Beach when I was 13, and the girls in West Virginia were not as advanced as the girls in Virginia Beach. So I was still playing with Barbies, playing pretend restaurant at my neighbor's house when we moved here. And when I moved here, girls were kissing boys. Ugh! So I can't speak on that. But I will tell you,
Okay,
I will
well,
tell
in
you
your
this
case, let's
from
go
a
into the early
woman's
90s.
perspective. From a woman's perspective, what impresses her when she's in her 20s, in her 30s, in her 40s changes greatly.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, overall, what impresses a woman, in my experience as a woman, I can't speak for all, is that you listen to her. Don't always try to solve her problems, just be there to listen for her. And smack her butt as often as possible.
What do you
They
mean?
like that.
Like
As
cause
you're
a
walking
ripple
by
in
her
it.
in the kitchen.
Smack.
Or as she's,
You know what?
I
they
gotta
like
do
that
it tonight.
acknowledgement.
I got to show you a
They
video
like
now
to
that talks
have that
about smacking
connection.
butts. Okay,
It's a
you're
butt
gonna love
smacking
this.
video.
You're gonna love this. You got to see this. So when it comes to
What's
smacking
honest?
butts, okay?
Do I
Now,
have to?
yeah, well,
I
it's
don't know.
funny because
funny.
it's
Because
not
they can't see it.
So, obviously, a lot of guys worship the feminine posterior. Okay, so this guy here, he actually gets it down to a science right here.
And I will say, you don't have to always. It doesn't have to be a butt smack. Just make that physical connection. That's funny.
He's got it right there.
You should hold it up to the camera and let them
Well,
see
I
it.
wish we could share this. The thing is okay, it's TikTok. Now, I know everybody doesn't watch TikTok. TikTok is hilarious because it shows the absolute dumbest people ever on social media.
I don't know,
But then
that
you've got the
Walmart
people
shopper
story.
one was pretty good.
Well, I do find some good ones. And what's so cool is I do find on TikTok, extraordinarily, because TikTok is a Chinese platform, supposedly.
What are you supposedly? What are you, a lawyer? This is an arbitration.
Supposedly.
We know that who owns it.
But you see so many American patriots. on
Really?
it, giving American
Infiltrated TikTok. I
patriot
love it.
content. And
That's
it's
right.
awesome. Of course, you see, most of the time you see women just, oh, here's my boobs.
Here's
You
my
wanna see 'em?
nails.
No, it's not the nails.
It's not?
Here's my boobs. You
I
want to
don't
see
want
them?
to know.
That's
I don't
basically
know.
what's on there.
I go on TikTok every once in a while and I do that, right? And I just look at the
I know.
videos and I don't see anything good. I mean, nothing draws me in.
If I watch a TikTok video I've never been on that, but it's like somebody mentions it. It's usually about kids being stupid.
Well, a lot of it is kids
Stuff
being
like
stupid.
that. So, but
I can see that right here.
Tony, I'm going to let you do this next segment. You don't have to read it all, but this one said, hey, here's a good topic. Here's a link to a story about the 10 most disturbing movies ever.
I didn't even
Three
look
of
at
them
it.
are named Jackass. 1,
Well,
2, and 3.
Really?
There's so
Yeah,
many
they're
that can be on
disturbed.
that
They're
list.
actually kind of gross.
These
They
are
are
like
very gross.
disturbing in a horror genre would be the best, or
Ah,
just most
okay.
shocking. Now, there's one on this list, as you can see, I didn't put a description of because
I will not watch that film.
I won't either. I won't watch any of these. But this one in particular, which he'll get to, I read an article that the director of this movie had been receiving death threats for how disturbing it was. I'm like, what
Sure.
movie could be so disturbing?
Because we're going to add
This
one at the end.
guy has death threats, absolutely. And I'm like, it can't be that bad. But it was that bad. I'm going to tell you, I went and watched the trailer. So you really didn't see that much. But the subject matter was so disturbing for months. And I'm telling you, months and months and months. I could not shake the visions on that trailer and the motive behind the movie.
Really?
Yes, even now I can just feel the bile coming up. And I don't get this kind of genre where it's so extreme. I get scary movies and horror movies.
Well, I
I
know
watch
you didn't
one
like
a
top
year
this.
at Halloween, but it just leaves me unsettled, I guess. Do you like horror?
No,
Horror?
no, not really. But it doesn't do anything for me.
No.
I find it boring. Gore doesn't affect me. I mean, I know what it is.
And I'll watch scary movies, not torture movies.
No, I don't
And
like
won't
torture stuff.
watch
Now, let me
anything
ask you-
Like
about
those reality
Superman.
1,000 Faces of Death that people used to
I
watch.
watch that, but if you go back, it's
I won't watch
all
that.
made up.
Oh, okay.
It's all
Now, there was actually a few in Faces of Death, the original, not thousand Faces of Death, the
Any more
original
coffee?
Faces of Death.
No,
There were some actual film incidents that were actually real. Now, one of them was actually, because I went back, I read through everything.
Is that the
I
one
could
with the
find.
propeller in the boat?
that's
or the
only-
alligator?
No, the propeller in the boat's the only one I remember. I think
The one scene that I can recall that I did research just to see if it was actually real was the guy in the electric chair.
Okay, see, be real lighthearted with these. Because
Okay, well,
I already
alright,
got a knot in my
Oh my
Our first
God.
one right here, Brain Dead / Dead Alive. Okay, what a name.
Dead alive. I feel like I need
If
to-
copious amounts of blood are enough to make you queasy, then Brain Dead is definitely not for you. Brain Dead is Evil Dead's uglier cousin. Now, Evil Dead was kind of funny.
It was goofy enough to be acceptable. I was ready.
Army of Darkness was.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah. So, uglier cousin, revolting and utterly violent. The movie was infamous for its gory final sequence where Jackson decided to use 300 liters of fake blood. I mean, when you have a plot that begins with a Sumatran rat monkey,
Oh, one of those.
Now,
you just hate those.
They
do you
taste
know
like
who
chicken.
he is? Peter Jackson?
Yeah, well, I've heard the name. I wouldn't
10 years later, he would go to direct the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Well, that's where I've heard it. I
That's
love
where
Lord
he
of the
started.
Rings.
That's
Lord of the
where he
Rings is
started.
great, by the way. The whole thing. Talking about Lord of the Rings.
Very
Just throw the ring in, will you?
It's very intense.
You better commit to the campy bit. This is an incredibly disgusting movie.
And then there you have it.
Have y'all seen it?
No.
Okay.
Never even heard of it until
on
now.
this list.
Now.
Just send it to me.
I thought it was like something they were going to talk about with mainstream ones that we've heard of. I thought it was
No, they're all obscure. Nobody wants to see them.
right.
Okay,
So
well,
no, I
here we
thought
go.
it was
Another
more
one right here.
mainstream.
Pink Flamingo, 1977, John Waters. All right.
I saw
What else
Pink
do you need to
Flamingos.
Pink Flamingo
That
was
wasn't even a horror movie. It was
It's
where
just shock value.
there was this.
We're gonna read about it.
Dresser.
Yeah.
Yes, the vine.
Pink
Goodbye.
Flamingo is the kind of disgusting movie you would get if you told someone to make the nastiest film ever known to man. Oh boy.
That's pretty
Every
funny.
perversion imaginable can be found in this film. Is it rated XXX?
No.
It came out around
Different
Caligula.
kind of perversion.
If that sound, well, that's funny because Caligula is the next one. If that sounds a bit too pearl clutching to you, that might be because you still haven't watched Pink Flamingo.
I have not watched it.
Well,
One of the film's most infamous scenes
Oh, here it
involves
is.
a character eating
yeah.
authentic dog feces.
Yep.
Oh
Mhm.
dear God.
Yep, little
Why
thing,
would
poop
viewers
and
commit
shit.
so much to the nasty realism if something that is only he can
I'm
understand?
gonna probably need to.
Okay, that is
shower
nasty.
after this.
All right, let's move on here. All right,
Yeah.
Caligula. Okay, Caligula was like a real person, and he was like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
harsh,
He was.
Roman emperor. He was really horrible.
They were whack jobs back then.
Yeah.
They
So
were
Caligula,
bad guys.
1979, Gore Vidal, writer.
Have you seen the movie? I
Nearly
have.
a decade after starring in the classic A Clockwork Orange, Malcolm McDowell.
Which was
I like that guy.
disturbing.
Would find himself in the lead role of yet another transgressive film, even though this time critics weren't as pleased with the result. Caligula might not be as shocking and repulsive as the rest of the films in this list, but what it lacks in pure shock value is it more than makes up with its sheer malice. Oh boy. Even the movie's writer, Gore Vidal, declined to appear in the film's credits. Man, that's like being ashamed of your own work.
Right.
That's when
That's
you
this.
know your movie might be a tad too repulsive and disgusting for most audiences. Oh,
Now
okay.
he has seen this one.
I highly recommend it.
Of course you do, Tim. That's right up your alley.
No, it was like if you were to take the decade of decadence, all the trappings, the partying, the swinging, the drugs, everything in the 80s,
Or the
decade of
20s.
right, in the
They were
20s.
pretty
It
whew,
was-
down and dirty then.
And you use that as a more modern reference. That's what
They
you
just probably
had.
stumped me.
It was nothing but orgies and midgets and people with horns and tortures and brutalizations. Caligula would, whenever somebody would be married and petition for permission to marry, he would take her virginity right in front of him as normal practice. It was a romp of brutalization and sexualization.
And we know why the Roman Empire fell.
So I highly recommend it.
But they
Okay.
did produce a good sewer system.
And one
Well,
system
see,
also
hand in
does.
hand.
Yeah.
Hand in hand.
So now, all right, let's move to the next one. Raw, 2019. This
Sounds
movie
good.
is about a vegetarian girl that develops an insatiable hunger for human meat. Should we say flesh?
Yeah, human meat
After
sounds like the
she's-
porn version of it.
She's force-fed a rabbit kidney.
Now let me ask you a question. That
Rabbit.
makes no sense.
Rabbit, not rabbit.
Why does she develop a taste for human if she's never tasted it? Shouldn't she develop an insatiable quench for
She decided to
rabbits?
save the bunnies.
I guess. I don't know.
She worked for PETA.
Now, I got a movie that's not on this list that was very disturbing, and I've never watched it because I'm not that kind of girl, but I read about it. I am that kind of girl.
Ha ha!
I think it's called Teeth.
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Oh, with the teeth.
yeah,
The teeth.
the teeth. I got one that's not on this list. It was so disturbing. I actually saw it when I was younger because some friends of mine, they had it on VHS back when that's all you had.
Yep.
And we saw it. It
Beta.
was called Blood Sucking Freaks.
Oh, yeah, those 80s blood-sucking
That was-
freak
was
movies
it
were
Kid?
very...
But I'm talking about that was the name of the movie, Blood Sucking Freaks, where just
I think I saw
basically
it.
they tortured these women and people that came there thought it was just like this gore theater and they thought it was fake, where they were actually just doing unspeakable acts to people.
Mm.
It was awful. I mean, it was just awful. I'm not going to describe the horrible acts.
We so appreciate that.
All right, another one up here.
I
that
can't
we're
even
not
listen
even.
to the name of it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, we don't have a description. Human Centipede.
Because it's
2010. Yeah, that was just awful. You know, South Park made an actual comic out of that.
you can't make that funny.
Well, they tried.
You can't. It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting.
All right, so what movies traumatized you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, just the trailer to that one.
No, I mean, what movie did you see
I
that actually
remember
traumatized
that
you?
scared me. I remember. I don't really remember much of the movie, but I remember it scaring the crap out of me. Event Horizon.
That was kind of freaky.
Yeah.
I
And
don't think I ever saw
And
it.
they took the name of such a beautiful occurrence and associated it with horror. Does anybody know what the Event Horizon is?
No, please.
The actual term for Event Horizon is if you were on the edge of a black hole that you could witness from afar without being pulled into its gravitational pull. A singularity is what they call it. Anyway, the edge of this singularity where all the light that can't escape it, because supposedly singularity has so much gravity that even light can't escape it. But where the light circles the singularity is termed the Event Horizon. That's what that is. And to witness it, which we have not as humans been able to witness this actual event, because
we
we're
just
talking about
can't.
something that is light years from us.
Right.
And until recently, they could only prove it basically through scientific theory. Now they've actually got where our advances in technology, like, the Hubble Space Telescope, of course, and other space telescopes that they put out there have actually been able to prove this. I'm talking about not with pictures where it's vibrant and all, but they've said, okay, this is a singularity because they can tell that, from the gravitational pull of it. But to actually be able to see it and witness it would be miraculous.
Heck, it would. Yes, it would.
You're like a professor.
Well, I get into that. I'm kind of nerdy. I am.
I am the professor.
Little known fact about me, I was that guy who always watched Star Wars and Star Trek, by the way. Thank you.
Now, one more movie that scared the crap out of me.
Altered States, really?
Yes. From 1980, William Hurt starred, and he was in sensory deprivation, and he started regressing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that shook me.
I got one that's...
Mine was Jaws.
The one that shook me more than anything ever. And I still can't watch it to this day.
Kill Bill with the claustrophobic
Oh,
scene.
no, that was...
I hated
Leaving
that.
Las
Oh my God.
Vegas.
Nope.
That was tough.
The Exorcist.
I won't watch that.
Really? Why?
Because
Trauma.
that junk is real.
When I was 10 years old...
That junk is real.
That
Okay,
junk
when I
is
was
real.
10 years old, I was at a friend's house and his parents decided to watch this. It was on VHS.
Oh my
His parents
gosh.
watched it. We were there. We were sitting in the living room with them. And that was at the beginning of the summer of 1984. I could not sleep. My parents thought they were going to have to carry me to a psychiatrist to figure this out. I was terrified. Anytime I'd hear a bump, it scared me because I thought Satan was in the attic. And the thing is I stayed in my bed. I trembled. I lived in fear of the darkness because of this.
I'm so sorry.
That movie traumatized me. I will not watch it to this day.
I won't watch it.
Well, Jaws did that to me. I lived right on the ocean during that time, and it traumatized me.
Well, you know what? That would scare me when I was in a bathtub because I knew he was
Well,
coming up through the
the
tree.
thing
Oh,
is,
heck yeah.
I can tell you why I'm not scared of sharks, because when I was younger, I had gone to get my scuba diver
Fought
certification.
one.
No, I didn't fight one. I had my scuba diver. I was a certified open water diver. Okay, so we would go dive off the coast, of North Carolina, and of course there are sharks. There's great whites all along our coast, bull sharks, sand sharks, hammerheads, whatnot, tiger sharks as well. And I have seen these magnificent specimens up close, and they didn't bother us. But I have seen all grades of beautiful marine life underwater, and it was just one of the most incredible experiences, which several times, I've even gotten to dive shipwrecks.
That is a great little known fact. Why didn't you bring that up like
It's probably boring.
It's not boring.
But yeah, I got to dive these wrecks.
It is.
I got to dive these wrecks.
Okay.
I got to see a lot of neat things out in the ocean. I've even done a 300-foot dive. And
What does that mean?
that means 300
Is that
feet down.
impressive?
It is, because the thing is you got to gear up for it, you got to be trained for it, and when you ascend, it's not like you just say, okay, we're done, let's go. You got to ascend at a very slow, controlled rate.
Right.
30
Because
stories.
You'll get the bends, and then even when you come out, no, the bends is a very fatal condition that you can get. You get nitrogen bubbles that build up in the bloodstream.
Yeah.
And then what you have to do, even after you come out, just to be on the safe side, we have to sit in decompression.
Right.
You have to decompress for a long time. You have to sit in the decompression chamber until they can slowly bring you back, which is several hours.
I need one of those in my office.
I need a deprivation
Well, you know what's
tank.
funny? Nowadays, they actually use that technology to oxygenate and treat people with certain conditions.
Really?
In hospitals, yes. It's called hyperbaric therapy. So they use the same technology. It's just you're in an oxygen-rich environment.
Right.
Now you know why you keep Tony around, right?
He is just a wealth of knowledge.
He is. All right, let's play some
I'm
funky
an idiot.
music. There you go.
Yeah, let's talk. Oh, but I will say this: Poltergeist, the clown under the bed. That one too.
Now, you know what? Before we go to, I want to say something about the clown under the bed. So Poltergeist did the
Wrestle.
scary part of the clown under the bed. Now, the funniest thing I've ever seen was Scary Movie 2, that clown under the bed.
Ow!
Let's see.
That was the clown that did that. But
It's haunted in here, by the way.
did you guys ever see Scary Movie 2? All right, so that series, Scary Movie 2, was actually
I
just...
saw a house bunny.
Okay, well, the same girl was in it.
I know, Anna Faris.
Anna Faris was in it.
Yeah.
So anyway, the funny thing about these movies, Scary Movie, they were just parodies on the horror
Right.
movies.
Right.
So you've got one of those Wayans brothers. I'm trying to remember which one he actually was, but
Sean.
it might have been Sean or Michael or whoever, one of those guys. It was
D. Wayne.
I can't remember the exact one, but anyway, he played a guy. He called himself Ray Ray. Okay, so anyway, he was looking under the bed,
Damon.
and he says,
Damon.
"Oh, what's that?" You can hear the clown. Come here, he, come here. You know,
Oh,
he
like
says,
the It
"Peekaboo," and you see him get pulled under the bed, right?
Ooh.
And all of a sudden, you hear the clown says, "Wait, what are you doing?" He says, "Uncle Ray Ray got a game," and he goes trying to get away from him. He says, "You want to play with Uncle Ray?" And he says, "Hit a little balloon out, da, 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 da," and the clown comes out with this look of, "Ah!" It was hilarious.
Guess you had to be there.
It was hilarious.
It sounds funny. You might have to watch it.
Yes, knees
You're
slapping.
Well, but that's your jam. You watch
I watch funny
part
movies.
2 of everything.
Well, yeah, I try to keep first in the whole thing.
Did you watch Young Guns too?
Oh, heck yeah.
Actually, I could not stay interested in Young Guns like I was hoping.
But you can watch Scary Movie too?
Well, Scary Movie 2 was a comedy. It was a real funny
That's
comedy.
true.
The first Scary Movie film, I really didn't laugh a whole lot at it. The ones that came after that, I couldn't really deal with because they were just too stupid.
Too bad.
The second one, they just kind of got it right.
So it should have been Scary Movie 1.
That should have been the only one.
Gotcha.
Godwin's Country Meats in Ahoskie is delivering their delicious country-flavored meats and hard-to-find food items once again. Godwin's Country Meats in Ahoskie is known far and wide for their long tradition of country-cured meats smoked with real hickory wood. We take pride in our huge selection of amazing food treasures, from local flavors to the delicious meats you have come to love. Check us out at godwinscountrymeats.com or give us a call at 252-332-4595. We're back.
Don't say it so soft.
We're sorry.
We're back.
Oh man, that's what you said. Oh,
Yeah, they're like, oh God,
man.
they're back.
I was just gonna go get a snack and then stay gone.
Songs that make the hit parade.
He sounds just like
Those
Edith.
were the days. Right?
Yes.
You know what's so funny though? Go back to those days. They were the days because that's when we would make fun of racism and everybody thought it was funny. Because Archie Bunker today would offend everybody.
I love some
Except people like us who actually think
I
logically.
know.
But it was funny because, I mean, him and George Jefferson bickered back and forth at each other and called each other all grades of names.
Yep.
And then George Jefferson, when they got to the Jeffersons, of course, they, to a deluxe apartment in the sky,
Right.
George Jefferson still had his racial slurs. I mean, what did he call the people next door, the interracial couple? He called them a zebra. Remember that?
Oh, heck yeah.
Here's a bit of trivia for the next door neighbors. The
That would be
woman
you guys.
who played the wife of the neighbor on the Jeffersons
Right.
is the mother of Lenny Kravitz.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh, so did those two hook up in real life?
Probably not.
No, because Lenny Kravitz, though, is half white.
Right.
But so that wasn't his
Well,
proper
that's an
dad.
assumption. I don't know for sure.
I don't know, but leave Lenny alone. He's alright.
Lenny's got great music.
Is ISIS going to go my way? That's what I think.
Don't mess up that song, dude. I love that song. Are You Gonna Go My Way? It's like one of the most jamming songs of all time.
Old stuff. I like
All right,
those.
we got to do a glow update.
Oh yes.
All right.
Tell us.
So I'm all the way up to where, let's see here.
Oh, you're
There's a
horrible.
crossovers between Ruth and Liberty Bell,
Uh-huh.
where they almost like are getting along, then they don't.
Right.
And
But explain why.
but I'm watching the one where they just got transferred to 2 a.m.
Oh, their
time slot.
So Ruth was having an affair with Liberty Bell's husband.
Mhm.
Liberty Bell was a former soap opera star,
Mhm.
and when she found that out, she left her husband.
Mhm.
So Liberty Bell and Ruth were joining to become Glow.
Mhm.
So there's this contention between the two of them because of that, and they end up having characters that become enemies on the show because she's a Russian and Liberty Bell's American, so they played off of that. You need to give them a little background, man.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, see, I know the Glow saga from watching it.
But you got to tell them so you draw.
Glow is what is it? Good-looking ladies of wrestling. What is it? Good-looking,
Gorgeous.
gorgeous ladies of wrestling. And now it started out as it was supposed to be a children's show. That's what it was slotted for.
Right,
10 a.m. on Saturday morning. It was supposed to be a kids show, but it's not. You're trying to get regular everyday sponsors for the show, and you got all this weirdness all interacting. You got them in like French cuts, and they're doing little sexy stuff. So even though in the show when they moved it to 2 a.m., I remember Glow on at 2 a.m.
Really?
Yes. I didn't remember Glow at 10 a.m., but I remembered it at 2 a.m.
Sure.
And that's when I didn't watch it regularly, but if I was flicking channels back then because you didn't have a lot of options, I would come across Glow. I'd watch it. I remember Michu Picchu. Or no, Machu Picchu. I remember her. I remember a lot of them.
Yeah. So see?
So it's a good storyline, and it brings a lot of different cultures, backgrounds together as to the character development.
Yep.
The wrestling moves is kind of fun as they get better at it. And
Well, it's so funny because wrestling, it at one time was like mainstream. It was like the most popular thing
Heck yeah.
was on. Okay, and then it got to the point where they got too much in. I don't know. They lost the basics of it and went really stupid. They started throwing too
More about the soap opera?
Yeah, it was more about the
Less
soap
about the
opera, but
action.
then it got real dumb. You had some of these characters that just started showing so much real arrogance, and then they started getting arrogant towards fans. They were directing, even though it was an act, it was directed towards fans a lot. And that's where you've lost me. That's where you lost me. They started breaking fourth wall too much because we all know this is
it's staged, right?
So they started breaking the fourth wall, as we say in the theater, breaking the fourth wall. They started breaking that fourth wall too much. They went a little too far with it.
They jumped the shark.
Yeah.
See, I had fun with WrestleMania. When WrestleMania was really big, you know, the popularity of like the Bruno Sammartino days in the late 70s, early 80s, when it transferred, and then Hulk Hogan took it to its pinnacle.
Right, that's when you had to start paying to watch them wrestle.
But WrestleMania would come to Atlantic City.
Mm-hmm.
And you're talking about this little small 7 Mile island. So I have met a lot of wrestlers over the years there. And it's funny being as small as me. You look at wrestlers on TV, you're like, wow, that one's big and that wrestler's small. Until you go stand next to that small wrestler and you're like, excuse me, can you reach that up there for me?
So here's a question I'm going to ask both of you, and it may take you till next week. And I want to hear from our listeners. How can they contact us?
Well, you could try carrier pigeon.
Might as well put a note in a bottle.
What I want to know from you all, and from you all, is what would be your wrestler theme song?
Well, if you would like to do that kind of social interaction with our listeners.
Well, our listeners would like to do that.
Well, then when we get off the show tonight, I will go and do what I did with Tony. You'll have.
I don't want to know about that.
Yeah, my jaw still hurts a little bit, but
no, gosh, why you go there so bad?
No, we gave me a giant Slim Jim. And once you keep biting, and it was stale. What was I talking about? What were we saying?
We don't want to know now.
What were we saying?
About the viewers interacting with us.
Oh,
or at least me.
Yes, what would be if you were a professional wrestler, what would be your theme song walking in?
Walking out theme song.
I'm going to give her access to our Facebooks, and she can have crossovers from our show, and you can be as interactive as you want. No problem. The more people that contribute their different flavors to what's happening, the better.
Bring them in.
Well, I've got the answer to it already.
Woo.
For me. Okay? So if I was a professional wrestler, okay, obviously I would be in a lot better shape than what I am. I would kind
Not
of
necessarily.
I would try to.
I don't mean him. Yeah, a lot of wrestlers weren't in shape, and they were the top names.
I'm talking about now.
Fine.
I would like be really worked out buff. I'm talking about it really. And I'd
really.
still have long hair, and I'd have kind of a Thor look if I could have it. So you know what my theme song would be? Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Oh.
How about God of Thunder by Kiss, though?
That's all right.
Don't
but
push your
Thunderstruck's
Kiss
just kinda
agenda on everybody.
Shut up, liberal.
I like that. That's one of Dale's favorite songs is Thunderstruck. As a matter of fact, no, can't play it.
My second favorite
It's
song.
his ringtone.
Second favorite song is
We didn't ask that, did we?
No.
no. Okay, no.
But tell us, because
She's
he's got
giving a
nothing
load
good
of
to
crap.
say. What would be your backup song?
Ship to Thrill by AC/DC.
So you're sticking with AC/DC.
AC/DC is classic. Can't
Well,
go
it
wrong
gets
with it.
people pumped up. And that's true.
Now I do like some Motley Crue. Take a walk on the wild side. That's like jamming. Yeah. Or either Kickstart My Heart. I'm thinking about stuff just kind of get you pepped up.
I get you. So it's not necessarily representation of your personal mantra. It's just, get ready, I'm going to whoop some toes.
Yeah, like I might even go Survivor, Eye of the Tiger if I wanted to really be mainstream.
That's got a cadence
I know your
to it.
song. I know your
the
song.
beginning of Take Me from Kiss, which is the flip side of 45 from
course
Dr.
it
Love, and then I don't know, We Will Rock You.
Really?
I mean,
I
like to strut in. I'm like a big and stout.
He's going to talk with a lisp in a minute.
All right, so we got to do these real quick because
No,
we're running
we
out of
don't.
time.
Okay, real quick.
Celebrity birthdays.
Celebrity birthdays. The only ones worth mentioning: Rod Stewart, Mary J. Blige,
Not George Foreman.
George Foreman. Thanks for the
He
grill.
gave us the grill, yeah.
He did. But let me ask you this: Rush Limbaugh's birthday was on the 12th.
You can't skip Pat Benatar.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, don't.
Jim Cruise.
He sucks. You can't skip Pat Benatar.
Charles Nelson Riley.
Who?
Charles Nelson Riley.
Is that the
was
guy
on
from
Hollywood
Nelson?
Squares.
Oh.
He's an old comedian.
Julio Hamagrius?
Carl Weathers.
Oh, well, he was an action guy.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Lloyd Bridges.
Falling down.
Lloyd Bridges was hilarious.
Mario Van Peebles.
He was a good
Howard
action guy,
Stern,
too.
Butt Bongo Fiesta.
You know,
baby.
Mario Van Peebles.
Joe
was in,
Frazier.
Heartbreak Ridge with Clint Eastwood.
Smoking
Yes, he
Joe.
did.
The Philadelphia Bomber.
And here's who we've lost over the past week. Just the past week.
And that's because we mentioned their names.
Bob Saget,
He's dead.
Cindy Poitier,
Out of here.
Sidney
Dan
Poitier,
Reeves,
To Serve With Love.
and Don Maynard. They were football somethings.
Dan Reeves, yeah, he coached the Denver Broncos during the.
Dobie Gillis, Dwayne Hickman.
Yeah, I'm Dobie Gillis.
And I'm going to mention him because he deserves it. Lawrence N. Brooks.
Yeah, I love that guy.
The oldest World War II vet in the U.S.
Yes.
died at 112.
112 years old. That's amazing.
Agent Orange doesn't kill.
They didn't have Agent Orange in World War II.
Good thing. And thank you for your service, and we salute you.
Thank you for your service.
Oh, we're up to date.
We be done.
That was a good show.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, so people, we're out of here. Who are we going to leave them with? We got new music for you. Make sure I'm saying this right, Tony. 10-Ton Mojo.
That's right.
Let me
10
hear
Ton
from you
Mojo.
on Facebook because that will be the only good thing that Facebook has to offer. Especially if you have topics you want us to talk about or not talk about.
Or I even have a better suggestion. If you have a problem, like a question of life,
Dear Abby.
like we could do Dear Abby, like us, and you got the professor, Mary Ann, and Gilligan.
Really, Marianne? Yeah.
Yeah, Mary Ann, because Mary Ann was the hottest on the show.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
now Ginger.
Ginger didn't take it. Mary Ann was the hottest.
Hello.
Mary Ann was the hottest on Gilligan's Island.
If I ever wear false eyelashes, will you call me Ginger?
You actually
Don't
really
fall
did.
for that.
No.
I met the Gilligan.
You wouldn't rather be Mary Ann?
Everybody wants to be Ginger on the outside, Marianne on the inside.
Oh, I'd like to be.
No, I'd rather used to be Mary Ann on the outside.
And Ginger on the inside?
No, just be Mary Ann
Mary
because she
Ann
was
too.
just
I
hot.
wouldn't mind Mary Ann on
Dawn
top and
Wells.
Ginger on the bottom.
And
Hands
with
down.
that.
Hands down, Dawn Wells
Dawn
was
Wells,
one
yeah.
of the most beautiful women in Hollywood.
And she had that pear-shaped baton.
She was just one of the most beautiful women. Her, Barbara Eden. I'm talking about these classics.
She had the
and-
best belly button
They had the
ever.
best ponytail.
But I'm gonna tell you one of my personal favorites. That was as far as an actress,
Mm-hmm.
Sophia Loren. Oh, good God!
Come on.
Olivia de Havilland for me.
For you?
Mhm.
For me, would be, she's not an old starlet.
Jessica
For
Alba.
her mind, Hedy Lamarr.
Mm.
For everything else, Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz. is hot.
Really? I like Penelope
Now,
Cruz.
I tell you what's hot. You ever seen the movie Banditas?
Here we go.
I'll tell you what's hot, yeah.
That movie Banditas.
That
Yes.
Diablo sandwich from Arbys, that's what's hot.
No, Selma Hayek.
So Selma Hayek and
Hey.
Penelope Cruz together.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
That scene.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I'm
Now
talking
we're
about
down the
Banditas when they were dressed up like they had the corsets on and everything, and they were trying to get information out of that guy and posing kind of as the entertaining ladies in the saloon.
Uh-huh.
Them two, that was hot.
That was hot.
You got to see them kiss each other.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
necessarily
horrible.
hot.
It seems to
She
me
was hot in, what's that vampire movie?
from Dust Till Dawn.
Hmm?
That's when she was.
Oh, most definitely hot.
So,
Snake Dance.
it's like
Come on.
Latoya
Yeah, and
Jackson.
She
and that
introduced
song-
everybody.
Mhm.
By Tito and Tarantula.
Uh-huh.
That
Didn't
they
help.
they're like one of my favorite bands. A lot of people don't recognize them.
Tito and the Tarantulas.
Tito and Tarantula.
But the lead singer's so defined. I mean, he's memorable.
But I'm saying that band is just like awesome. It's like one of my favorite.
Why did I thought we run a music show? That's the first time I've heard of this band. Tito and the Marvelettes. What is it again?
Tito and Tarantula. The thing is, their music is famous for like Robert Rodriguez films.
Who?
Robert Rodriguez, it's particularly when you see like From Dusk Till Dawn and then Desperado.
Oh, is that who did
How
these
can you
movies?
be in entertainment and not know Robert?
I know my music. Just don't really know movies too well or
Obvious.
shows.
Well, we're gonna have to take up the cause.
Yes.
So, wrestler song. What's your wrestler theme song?
Let us know.
Use him. Get me on Facebook. Kid.
Another one bites the dust.
Ooh.
Hit me with your best shot. Put another
I'm a
notch.
little teapot.
Yep.
Short
In a lipstick case.
That is his song.
We're out of here. Here's the new one. We just got sent this song. I heard it. I